go to the forest for a walk or to see plants and animals. Some time passes, suddenly, you don't recognize your surroundings. You can't find the direction and understand where you came from. Only a few hours left until sunset, you have no means to get help, the stress takes over your whole being that you are lost. How can you survive, even without a map or compass? Here's the good news, you don't need an expert to find your way. Just keep calm and remember these 5 tips. Find your way out of the forest. 1. Use the stop method. Relax, panic is your worst enemy, so take a few deep breaths to calm down. You should not move hastily as this may increase your anxiety. Think, were you traveling in a straight line or were there many twists and turns? Have you crossed familiar spots? Were you heading north, south, east or west? Try to answer these questions, because any information, however small, can be useful. Observation, can you determine which direction is north? How long will your food and water last? Can you see the obvious landmarks? Do you see footprints, and if so, which way are they located? Try to find clues that will help lead you to your main road. Plan, determine which path to take, but do so carefully. Mark your path with pegs or wooden sticks or any other means. If you don't find your way, you can always go back to where you first realized you were lost. If the stop method doesn't get you back on track, relax. There are other ways to find your way back. 2. Specify your location. Take a good look around. What do you see? If the answer is a dense forest, it will be difficult to determine your location. If possible, find a high place so that you can see the surrounding scenery better. From a higher point, you have a much better chance of seeing a river, lake, road or ditch that can help you find your way. Sometimes it is not easy to find a height. The terrain may be relatively flat, or it may be too dangerous to reach a higher altitude, and something may happen to you and you may not be able to continue. So choose a height with safety in mind and conserve your energy as well. 3. Listen and see the signs that people have been there before. Look around carefully, you might see a sign of human activity. Look for old campsites, clippings from felled trees, fishing line, cigarette butts, plastic bottles. If you find such evidence, check your surroundings to determine which way they went. It could be near a road that could lead you out, or a camp that could be an emergency shelter. Do not forget to listen carefully. You can hear the sound of cars on the road or the sound of church bells from a distance. 4. Find an open place. Find an open area where the rescue aircraft can see you. Be sure to prepare something to mark before the rescue plane approaches. Something shiny like a mirror or brightly colored clothes can attract the attention of the pilot. If the pilot sees you, he may not be able to land and will definitely announce your position. However, if there is no space to play, still good luck. You will get out of the woods. 5. Go downhill. If you are lost in hilly or mountainous terrain, your best bet is almost always going downhill. People usually settle in valleys, usually near water. Unless you see signs of people at higher altitudes, move down the hills and this can help you use less energy. If you come to a river or stream, follow it in the direction where the water is flowing. Water on the way down can lead you to a town and you will always have an emergency source of drinking water. If the water flow is moving slowly and you could not find the direction of the water flow, put some leaves in the water to determine the direction of the flow. What should we do if it's night? It is best to stay until sunrise as trying to move through a dense and dark forest can be very dangerous. If you're following a river, stay at least 200 feet away from it because some nocturnal animals are around rivers, especially at night. Very important point before going to the forest. Getting lost in the woods is not a fun experience. Whenever you want to go into the forest, no matter how long you plan to be out, you should always have the necessary items in your backpack. Be sure to bring at least enough food and water, a handheld GPS device, a small blanket, a first aid kit, and a map and compass.